7.
Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories happening right now. Topping the list for us tonight, Jair Martin, the man who pleaded guilty to killing 2 women in 2023, back in court today and sentenced to life without parole. The first witness called by the state was Lauren Havrilla, an assistant medical examiner at the Knox County Regional Forensic Center. Havrilla walked the court through the injuries sustained by both Madison Johnson and Heidi Johnson. She explained Madison had multiple gunshot wounds, including one to the back of her head and more than 30 wounds that appeared to be stab wounds. Now, she testified that Heidi had 6 gunshot wounds. The second witness the state called lived at the home where all of this happened in South Knoxville, and she told the courtroom she woke up the day of the homicides because of an argument between Martin, who she knew as Max, and Madison Johnson.
Madison was just wanting to leave. She was like, we got breakfast with my mom, and her saying that, she just wanted to leave. Let me go, let me leave.
Okay, so you heard her repeatedly asking, let me go, let me leave. Was anything happening that was preventing her from just leaving or walking out the door?
The man standing in the way and the lock on the door.
Martin still faces sentencing for his guilty pleas on several remaining counts. He is scheduled to be back in court for sentencing on those. That is coming up on August 22nd. Next on the 7 for you, a step forward in another court case that we've been following for you. West High School teacher and assistant football coach Chad Brooks arraigned today. We've been reporting how Brooks faces charges of aggravated statutory rape and rape by an authority figure. The indictment against Brooks alleges the behavior took place with one victim between January 2024 and March of this year. Brooks was placed on administrative leave in April, then unpaid leave. Since then, his contract was not renewed. According to his personnel file, Brooks is also accused of reaching out to a school employee, asking them to remove items from Brooks's classroom, including an electronic device that Brooks reportedly tried to access, despite Brooks signing a document saying he was to leave all Knox County school system property at the school. Court records show Brooks faces a deadline of August 22nd to enter a plea. Of course, we're going to keep following this case closely for you. A Halls man admits to firing a gun during a confrontation with an Amazon delivery driver. Officers say this happened Saturday morning along Norris Freeway. The driver said that he had been dropping off a package when the man, who has been identified as Michael Enzor, threatened him with a gun. Court records show Enzor fired at a flower bed while yelling at the delivery driver. Those documents also say Enzor confronted the driver again, pointing the gun at him. An officer later spoke with Enzor, who said he believed someone was breaking into his home. He was taken into custody and charged with aggravated assault. As we reported, a Monroe County teen died last month after a battle with cancer. And now Kayla Couch's family, has found messages she wrote for them shortly before her death. The 16-year-old died in May after being diagnosed with brain cancer for the second time last year. Kayla's mom was looking through her phone for any videos of her daughter when she found notes left for her parents and sisters. The discovery came on Father's Day. In her note to her dad, she says, "I'm probably in heaven now," and calls him her hero.
The notes themselves, it was just extra reassurance. It's rough because everywhere I went, she was there.
You know, Kayla was a cheerleader at Sequoia High School and the member of the Monroe County Rescue Squad. Search efforts still going, and at last check, nothing found as rescuers try to find a swimmer who may have drowned in South Knoxville's Augusta Quarry. First responders say the man is thought to have gone underwater but never resurfaced. The Knoxville Fire Department points out that Augusta Quarry is closed to the public right now. KFD reminding everyone that entering closed public spaces is both illegal and dangerous. The quarry, by the way, is scheduled to reopen at the end of this month following some renovation work. Right now, we're continuing to follow developments after a man was taken into custody Saturday night. This after a standoff at the Food City parking lot on Rutledge Pike. Deputies say Michael Allen Hill refused to comply with officers after they tried to stop him on a domestic assault warrant. Court records state that Hill threatened to shoot law enforcement and shouted from his car, prompting the use of pepper balls and a K-9 unit to try to force him out. Now, he was arrested, later became combative with paramedics, documents saying he kicked one and then spat on another while in custody. Hill now faces charges including disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and 2 counts of assault on a first responder. Now, he was sedated at the scene and taken to UT Medical Center for evaluation. Loudon County schools growing. A new high school now set to be built in the northern part of the county, and more buildings are getting additions. Loudon County Schools Director Michael Guerin says these projects are just the beginning of a goal to expand the school system as more families move to the county. They plan to add a new auditorium and 11 classrooms to Philadelphia Elementary School, an auxiliary gym to the Greenback School, and a CTE wing to Loudon High School. And just last week, they broke ground on the new high school.
It's more than just a Band-Aid fix. It's a generational fix, and our school board stepped up and unanimously wanted to do this 4 years ago. We've had different elections since then, and every school board that's been in place has unanimously wanted to do these projects.
You know, since 2021, he says over 400 students have entered their school system, and that these are growing pains they have been feeling for some time. But while he describes the new school as a light at the end of the tunnel, it will be at least 2 years before they can start enrolling students.